What's going on, everybody? Renee here with Neptune Cigars. We're at the PCA 2023, and I'm here with the Ma in RoMa Craft, Mr. Skip Martin. How are you, sir?
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. How's the show been going for you guys so far?
It's really good. We don't release a lot of new things, so I think this is our 12th trade show, and we've only had new release 4 times, and so this time we have the Quinquagenario, the project I've been working on with Ernie for a couple years. First thing we've ever made in another factory, so that's exciting to actually get that done.
Is it coming out finally now, or?
Yeah, they're packaging it, so it should be August probably. I mean, it's a lot of work for just 2,000 boxes, but I learned a lot, and a lot of what I learned on that cigar, I kind of translated into working with Sumatra. We're also releasing our new intemperance, Volstead. So we had Whiskey Rebellion in 2016, which was an extension of BA. Volstead is an extension of the Ecuador, Connecticut. So it's Sumatra hybrid wrapper. It's very, very good. So it's excited to have that out. And, obviously we don't have sales reps, and we don't, get to visit people like you. I only get to see you like once a year. So it's nice to be able to sit down, see how people's families are doing, see how the businesses are going. It's good to have those discussions.
Yeah, networking. But it's cool that you said that, because it's true. I've met you at the store itself, and you came in with Michael.
Right.
So it's like the RoMa Craft guys are here. It's not a rep. It's not someone that was sent. It was literally the faces. So that's always cool. Do you guys?
Yeah, I think we were moving boxes around, and I was telling you the UPC labels weren't right or something. And
yeah. That was and that was a couple years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
How
well, it was before. It's like COVID. It's like, oh, that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I thought about that the other day. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah,
that's nuts. But so what do you see coming forward for the brand as more of an evolution, like coming down the line, whether it's next year or year after that? Just what are you guys going to stick to? What's your recipe?
Well, I mean, we're still in the same place. I mean, we've been at 30,000 cigars a week, which is 1.2 million cigars a year, and about 250 retailers. We've been at that number since 2017. And it's really about just keeping things steady and continuous. Now, obviously, the Arapiraca supply thing has been an issue. So we've kind of halted production on BA for right now. Broadleaf has been an issue since 18, so we've kind of decided to halt production on that. So Volstead kind of stepped in for the BA, and we're working on a Pennsylvania broadleaf product, a brand. We've been working on that for about a year and a half. Hopefully by the end of the year, that's going to kind of step in for Cro-Magnon. We got some really great Cameroon, so we made a little bit more Baca this year. There's those kinds of things. Europe is a big thing for us right now. There's a lot of demand for New World cigars. We just don't make enough to cover demand in the U.S. So we have kind of strategically moved a little bit more to Europe to cover Italy and some other places. So yeah, just making 1 million cigars, selling 1 million cigars, trying to make really good cigars, $12, $14, $16, but sell them at $8, $10, $12, and deliver a lot of value. Keep it simple.
And so you mentioned Europe. You guys have a pretty good global presence, or is it mostly just the States and Europe?
Yeah, we're not in Canada, for example, but we are in about 18 countries. So we're in, I could start listing them, but we're a lot of European countries, the UK, Eastern Europe, now Italy doing really well. So yeah, I mean, we have RoMa guys all over the world, and our goal really is more about just trying to make sure those guys can get cigars.
You mentioned Canada, so is that like a bucket list thing? You're trying to tick that off too?
No, Canada, Australia, really those, I mean, it could happen, I guess, but, the tax, regulatory, the plain packaging, it kind of takes a lot of the joy out of it. It just becomes selling a commodity, and that's not really, fun for me, so. I mean, if you're making 20 million cigars, you got to sell in Canada. And there's a lot of great guys in Canada. There's RoMa guys in Canada. But I assume if a guy from Canada orders from Neptune, you can't ship it.
We can't ship it. They find ways around it.
Right, right.
Cool. Okay. And then obviously, I think it goes without saying, a lot of your fans, they know that you guys kind of specialize in a way with full-bodied smokes. A lot of your stuff is very on the stronger side, but then you also have the the Connecticut, which is the Connecticut, the EC.
The EC.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say all of our cigars are on the full flavor side.
Yeah.
And we use tobacco that's fermented a lot, so the nicotine is attenuated out of it. So we don't. I mean, Neanderthal is a strong cigar that is full bodied. EC is a full bodied cigar that's not really that strong. Meaning you're not going to have like the nicotine impact because of under fermented tobacco or really heavy tobacco.
Yeah.
But you do. It's kind of like beer, right? Like, you know, you can have a high ABV beer that's kind of crisp and light,
Exactly, yeah.
or you can have a heavy beer that doesn't have high ABV. So like a Guinness at 3% is a really full body beer, but it's not going to get you shit faced.
Yeah.
You know?
It will make you bloated though.
It will. It's like drinking a loaf of bread.
That's an excellent analogy, actually.
Yeah. So we try to make cigars that have a lot of flavor and body, but we're not really trying to make really strong cigars.
Yeah, and I've noticed that because when I smoke like a Cro-Magnon, for example, you know, I definitely feel the full flavor.
Yeah.
But even if I'm on an empty stomach, you know,
Right.
it's still a smooth smoke.
That's what we try to do.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and as a tobacconist, that's part of what you try to kind of teach people is you really do got to stay away from things that have a lot of nicotine, because if you're not used to it, it's not a good thing. But it doesn't mean you have to stay away from flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or body.
Yeah.
So.
Cool, Skip.
Yeah,
Well, I think
brother.
that just about does it. Any last words for our Neptune customers watching today?
No, man. I mean, you know, we're not in that many stores, but we're really proud to be in Neptune. And you know, when I come down there, I always like walking in and seeing you guys, you know, represent. So we really appreciate it. You know, we always say tobacco talent time. That's what our company's about. But our retailers, it's about having engaged retailers that are experienced and that deliver to, you know, of an experience to the customer. So, you know, we always view you guys as partners, meaning we're here to help you be successful. You're working to help us be successful. But at the end of the day, our goal is to get good cigars to the people who want to smoke them. So I appreciate that.
And we appreciate you.
Yeah.
If you guys out there haven't tried RoMa Craft yet, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
All right. So this is Renee. Thank you, Skip, so
Yeah,
much
of
for
course.
taking the time.
Anytime,
Continued
brother.
success and
Thank
have a
you.
great show.
Thank you.
All right, guys. This is Renee with Neptune Cigars. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you next year.